Test, 1, 2, test. Test, 1, 2, testing, test. Hello, Brave fans. We're live from Brave Field, Region 16 cross country meet coming up here soon. Players are behind me, getting warmed up, and we're getting ready to start this one. It's gonna start in about 10 minutes, and we'll be bringing you the race. So this is the first time thing, and it's gonna be fun and new, and we're gonna see what we can do with it. So yeah, stay tuned. Hey guys, Ty Crystal here, live from Brave Field, going for our first broadcast of cross country. It'll be very interesting. As you can see, behind me is the team. The girls are warming up right now. I imagine they'll be running first, and it should be fun and exciting. Both teams are looking good to win regions, so we'll see how that goes for both of them. Sadie Sargent and Maggie Zewallen, the top runners for the Braves, and then the boys have a good strong group of Kean Tate, Gideon Green, and also Seth Brown, so we'll stay tuned. This one will get underway in about 5 minutes, and excited to start it, so stay tuned. Hey Brave fans, still here at Brave Field. I got Zach Swanson on the camera. Thanks for being here. Call him Swanee. So thanks for being here to do this. Girls are getting ready to run right now. So how this broadcast is going to kind of work is we'll be here. We'll have the camera right here, so we can film the start. We can film the finish, and then I'll have a runner or two out in different spots around the meet to kind of tell you guys. I'll have them on the phone and they'll be telling me who's running where and kind of what place they're in. So just to give you guys an idea, even though you won't be able to see it, we can still bring you up to date on how they're running and where they're mixing out. So we're just gonna play it that way, and you guys can see the start and the finish, and I'll be keeping a running score, so we'll keep you guys up to date on who can be winners and first and second and third in the region. So stay tuned. We'll get it started. Okay, looks like we're about to get this meet started. The girls are on the finish or on the starting line. They're gonna run across the field here, out and down, down to the practice field for the football. Make a lap around the practice football field, around the elementary, up on the NS. Not all the way up on the NS, but up in the subdivision. They'll come back down that road. Then they'll run down to around the fairgrounds. They'll go down through that area by the Senior Citizen Center. They'll make their way back up the other schoolhouse hill down by the fire station, and then they'll finish by coming up and around up here by the health center, and then they'll come down, run 300 on the track, and the finish line will be over at the 200 starting point for track. So looks like we're gonna get it started here. Mr. Peck has the gun in the air and misfire on that one. So we'll start it one more time. NorthSummit, Duchesne, Altamont, St. Joe's, and Layton Christian will be racing here today. NorthSummit favored very heavily in the girls with Sadie and Maggie. So this should be a good race for them. Be very interesting in the build-ups to state. And then the boys might have a little bit more of a battle with Duchesne and Altamont. But we're going to see what happens right here. As it looks like Mr. Fawcett and Mr. Peck are trying to get the gun working. Mr. Pegg just shot off the start gun, and Sadie Sargent, Maggie Zewolin, and the younger Zewolin, as long as a bunch of North Summit runners, going to start out in front as we head into the start of the race. And it looks like Maggie and Sadie will have the early lead going through to the rest of the race, down through the tunnel there, as it looks like they're starting to file in. So we will await updates from my people out in the field. I'll be getting phone calls from them and keep you guys up to date on what is happening. As you can see, the people making their way that way, as that's where the race will continue, off that way. And it looks like Sadie's still in front as they make it past the stop sign up there, and Maggie trailing right behind her. So the Braves look like they are out to the early lead. More runners starting to file into the stop sign as they're making their way up to the NS. As you can see right here in front of me, the boys getting warmed up, as I've been talking to a few of them, and they're really excited to get started here. So it looks like my first updater is telling me that North Summit out in front with Sadie, Maggie, and the younger Zewolin girl, as long as a big group of North Summit runners behind them. And as I see over there, I can see Sadie and Maggie leading the front of the pack. So it looks like a big group of North Summit girls, including Allie Boyer and Alicia Smith, are in the lead of the first pack behind Maggie and Sadie. Then a freshman pack is following up behind that group. Taylor, Otterness, and then mostly North Summit girls mixed in between that group of girls. And as I can see off in the distance, it looks like a group of Duchesne and St. Joe's girls are coming up to form a second pack. So it looks like three big packs running in the race right now, all led by Maggie and Sadie. And they're just getting started in the race, as they've still got to go up and around the elementary. So this one's still early, but it looks like they're making good time. So they runners are making their way up behind the elementary right now. My updates are still waiting to see them come around and out of the elementary, as they'll run above the elementary, through the playground up there on the blacktop, and then they'll hit the community of homes up there, and then they'll come back down the hill. So I have people at the stop sign right now waiting to see who starts to come down the hill first. As we're about just over 4 minutes into the race, so about a fourth of the way, little less than fourth of the way through what Sadie and Maggie have been running this year.
I'd laugh.
Tia, does it sound okay?
Yep, sound great, Ty. You look good.
Hey, put them on the boys right there.
Oh, I thought those were the girls.
Right in front of me, the boys coming out of the tunnel there. Getting a glance at the girls as they're warming up. Cody, Seth, and Dixon, as well as the twin. Looks like Tate. And foreign exchange student Fetty right here.
Ooh, Fetty!
How you doing, Fetty?
Good, yeah?
Good. As it looks like we got spectators looking up the road, as I'd imagine girls might be making their way down there soon.
I can hear you now. You can hear me screaming too.
So it looks like up at the top of the practice field, the boys football team is cheering on our girls.
So that means the mic is on.
Glad to see that. Real supportive, as I can see them lined up down over by the fence, there by the road. So still waiting for the girls to get down the hill.
I don't know. Tight. They can hear us through here.
That mic's on. Huh?
Turn it off.
How do I do that?
Huh?
How does he do that?
It's a button. There's tape around it. It says camera. Turn it off. Push it down on mute.
No.
So it looks like Sadie is in the lead, as she looks to be in front of everyone going around the stop sign. And it looks like Sadie is the lone runner in front, tells my updater. Correction, Maggie and Sadie running even with each other, actually. So it looks like a tight race between NorthSummit for first so far. Still waiting to see more girls coming down the hill. Looks like Liz Zuwallen now making it down to the stop sign, as it looks like a 1-2-3 race right now for the Braves. Still waiting for more runners to come down the hill, as Sadie and Maggie were way out in front, coming down just before the half point mark over there on the corner. So I'm sure not too long before they'll be coming back around up here. Alicia Smith now making her way down the hill in fourth place, and Sarah Winters also along with her. So it looks like Braves lining up for the top 5 now. So NorthSummit with the first 5, Sadie, Maggie, Liz, Alicia, and Sarah Winters. Okay, Natalie and Taylor now coming in. So top 7 runners for the Braves all filing in. Looks like a group of freshmen also filing in, and more runners from different teams. It looks like St. Joe's and Duchesne making their way past the group along the stop sign. So it looks like the field is distancing out so far, but lots of Braves in front, as it looks like more Braves making their way down the hill. Nicole Volmer, the next to make it there, and Amelia Richens behind her. Liz Rothschild now making her way to the corner. So my updater on the corner telling me that the Braves looking good out in front as we are continuing the race. They'll be moving to the next location as still some girls going around the corner, it looks like. Some St. Joe's runners and an Altamont runner I can see up there. Sadie and Maggie are way out in front, and we'll be waiting for them to come around on the finish line here on the track. So we'll see what comes of the race so far. Okay, Brave fans, so we're live from Brave Field. First region cross-country meet being broadcasted live. First broadcast outside of football and volleyball. So this is something new that we haven't done before. Very exciting thing. We've been getting updates down there on the corner by the practice football field. It looked like Sadie and Maggie, as well as Liz Zuwallen, were out in front for the Braves. And then the next four runners were Braves as well. Sarah Winters and Alicia Smith making up the 4 and the 5, and then a few others behind them, freshman runners. So it looks like the Braves are placing very well so far. They will be moving down here to the tunnel where the football players run up and out as they come out from halftime. So that's where our updaters are moving. They'll be down there. And then, so what we're waiting to look for is right here to my right. The runners will be entering from by the snack shack area. They'll be coming down here, down the track, and they'll make their way around the corner. And then those red flags over there, and you can see in the group of people, will be the finish line. So we'll be expecting them any time now as they're making their way down and around the fairgrounds area, and they'll be coming up one of the schoolhouse hills on the far side. So not the one by the greenhouse, but the one down by the fire station. So we're still waiting updates as this portion of the race now about halfway done, as we are still waiting to see the runners come up the hill and through Brave Way, and then up around by the health center, down here, and off to the finish they'll go. So right now, as it sits, Maggie and Sadie are out in front, and then Liz Zuwallen following them just a little bit behind. And so the field's really starting to distance out now, but as we expected, NorthSummit performing very well so far, the top 7 runners. So we'll just await to see what our updaters tell us as we're live from Brave Field. Region 16 meet going on. Okay, so Sadie now starting to make her way up into the school area. So not too long now, she'll be entering over here. She'll be running down the track and she'll be going to the finish line. And now Maggie making her way up to the school as well. So it looks like Sadie has distanced herself out in front of Maggie by just a little bit. Okay, Sadie Sargent now coming into my view, just down here by the scoreboard, coming up and around the snack shack, as it looks like there's a few people up there cheering her on. She'll be coming around the track here soon, as it looks like this could be your region champion runner. She actually ran past, so it looks like she's going further up. I thought they come straight down, but they'll be going up this road that follows the health center up by the Theriot's house and the Smith's house. So looks like she'll be coming back down here. So I guess I was wrong about that part of the race. And now it looks like Maggie making her way under the scoreboard for the Braves. And now Sadie making her way down to the track, as she'll be crossing us very soon, as she started her 300 run here to the finish. Liz Wallen now making her way up to the school, so she is not too far down from her sister. Sadie now making her way around the corner there, and Maggie still waiting for Maggie to come down onto the track, as it looks like Sadie with now 150 meters to go out in front. Maggie now making her way right in front of us here. She's on the track with 300 meters to go. Sadie with her last 100 will kick it in, and she's going to win region here, it looks like. Maggie just crossing us. And Sadie is going to cross the finish line here, and she will be your region champion. So NorthSummit going to get first place and first place runner across, and Maggie now making her way, just over 150 meters to go. Fourth and fifth place runners looking like two NorthSummit girls as well. Sarah Winters and Alicia Smith running in fifth. So it looks like more runners for the Braves starting to come up on the hill, as Maggie is now making her way across the finish line, and NorthSummit will get the number 2 runner across. So NorthSummit taking first and second in region, with the third and fourth and fifth looking to come in as well here soon, as it looks like Liz Zuwallen has now just ran past the snack shack, so she will be coming into our view soon on the track. Looks like some St. Joseph girls now making their way past the school. So there's a couple of St. Joe's runners starting to file in. As it looks like Liz Zuwallen is now on the track, starting her finish here for the third place, as more runners are starting to file up on the hill. So we'll be seeing a lot of them starting to go by the scoreboard and the snack shack up to the finish. as Altamont runners now getting onto Brave Way. And Liz going to make her 200. As it looks like in the back, my updaters are telling me we got some tight spots for the later places. As it looks like I see Alicia Smith running past the snack shack now, as well as Sarah Winters running past the scoreboard. Kate Schroeder now on the hill for the Braves, as well as Amelia Richens, as it looks like Liz is, with 50 meters to go, is going to pick up third here for the Braves, as North Summit will finish 1, 2, and 3. Still waiting for more runners to come into view. Just saw 2 more North Summit girls go by, Sarah Winters and Alicia Smith. So 1, 2, and 3 across for the Braves. Nicole Volmer now entering Brave Way as well for North Summit. As in front of me is a lot of boys getting ready, as their race will be starting soon. As that one will be very interesting to see how our boys can do. Alicia Smith now coming into view of our camera as she is starting her finish. North Summit looking to have number 4 runner now. And now Sarah Winters coming into view on the track, just past the snack shack. She is making her run towards the finish, as St. Joseph runner has now entered on the track. So 1, 2, 3 in for North Summit. Fourth with 100 meters to go, Sarah, number 5, getting the 200. And the lead runner for St. Joe's now on the track right in front of me, getting on her 250 now. Altamont's lead runner with 250 to go. Liz Rothschild now making her way past the school, tells my updater, as she is passing opposing team runners, making a strong push towards the finish. So it looks like Alicia Smith has crossed the finish line. So top 4 for the Braves is going to be Alicia Smith, and then Liz Wallen, as well as Maggie Wallen, and then Sadie Sargent taking first, as Sarah Winters with 50 meters to go going to round out the top 5 for the race. St. Joe's front runner making her push towards the end. Second St. Joe's runner just passing us now, and 2 more runners coming into view for the Braves. Looks like Natalie and Taylor. So number 5 crossing here, and then number 6 and 7 just passing us, as it looks like that'll be your scores for the region meet. Looks like Dowlin now coming into view, as she is making her push, and the first Duchesne runner into my view now, as she is making her finish. Another Altamont runner coming onto the field, onto the track for Altamont, as it looks like Altamont has got their first runner across, and St. Joe's now the second St. Joe's runner coming across. Altamont runner passing us here, as it looks like Amelia Richens is now coming into view. A tight race for 6 and 7 for North Summit, now on the 100-meter mark, as Amelia passing us right there. Second Duchesne runner coming into view for us, right in front of us, as it looks like Natalie is going to be your number 6 runner for the Braves, and Taylor going to come in just behind her at number 7. So it looks like the Braves placing very well here, as another Duchesne runner is in on the track, making their way towards the finish. I see Liz Rothschild just above the scoreboard, as more and more runners starting to file in here to the finish line. I have not seen a Leighton Christian runner yet, as third runner for Duchesne. He's right here and passing us. be first Layton Christian runner into view now. And following her, looks like Malia Evans. Nicole Vollmer actually following her as Layton Christian #1 runner passing us here. And now Nicole Vollmer behind her. Both of them making their push towards the finish. An Altamont runner and another Layton Christian runner coming into view. And I'm now joined by Tate Staples. Tate, how are you?
I'm good. Where's the drone?
I don't have a drone. This is a first time broadcast, so it's awesome. How do you guys think that you're gonna do today against this competition here in Region 16?
I think we can do pretty good. Should be able to do pretty well like the girls. The girls have done pretty good.
That's good. I'm excited to watch you guys. I can't wait. You sound like you've been warming up pretty hard out there.
Yeah, just a little bit nervous.
Well, good. I am very confident in you. Where are you looking personally to finish in the whole race overall?
In the top 10, hopefully in the top 8.
And as far as your team goes, where do you think you'll be placing there?
First.
First. Good. I'm confident. That's good confidence to have. I like that. As it looks like Liz has crossed us, and she is making her last 200 push. Another Duchesne runner coming into view now. Well, best of luck, Tate. Appreciate you coming over and joining us for a second. I'm going to be cheering you guys on. Tate Staples there just came over and saying a few words to us. He's very excited as the boys are now warming up and they're getting ready to start at the finish line, or at the starting line, sorry. This looks like a good race over there at the finish line. Layton Christian runner just edging an Altamont runner. As it looks like another brave, Kelly Schroeder on the track, followed closely by a Duchesne runner. As they will make their push towards the finish. So as we get ready for the boys to run here, Sadie Sargent, Maggie Zuwallen, Liz Zuwallen, Alicia Smith, and Sarah Winters making up the top 5 for the Braves. And then Natalie Haufa and Taylor Otterness making up your top 7 for the Braves. Liz has crossed. Liz Rothschild has crossed. Kelly Schroeder coming around the corner will be finishing up her 100. Most of the girls for the Braves have crossed. Amelia Richens has crossed. Not sure where Allie Boyer is at yet. Haven't seen her. I haven't got any report on where she is, but that is a runner we have yet to see for the Braves, as it looks like a Duchesne runner now entering on the track. A few more runners making their way up from the scoreboard. So now that we've kind of got a majority of the runners in, just looking at the big picture of kind of a region championship standpoint, it looks like NorthSummit is going to be your champion, I would assume. Placing top 5 is huge, and then 2 more runners from St. Joe's, Duchesne, and then another St. Joe's runner, and then having 2 more NorthSummit finishers. So really, you have a very good top 7 all in the top 10. So that bodes very well for being region champions. I would assume that will set them up to be region champions, as the boys have said that they are looking to do the same. They're excited to try and do the same as the girls. They hope to do just as well. So it looks like majority of the girl runners have come into view, and we're still waiting for a few more to make their way down the track, as a Duchesne runner has started her kick on the last 100. 2 Altamont runners running together there have started their kick on the last 100. And another Duchesne runner now coming onto the track as well. So the boys gonna get started here soon. We'll stay tuned, and we'll be right here as the boys will start. looks like the last few runners for the teams coming across the track and going to finish up as the boys are getting warmed up. As it looks like NorthSummit Braves just taking some time to do a prayer now out of their prayer, and they will be running. Duchesne boys also in a prayer, getting ready to run. Altamont looks like they're ready on the near side to us. Slayton Christian standing behind, and St. Joe's right in between NorthSummit and Altamont. So looks like we'll be setting up here to get the boys race started shortly. As it looks like another Altamont runner coming across us here. She has started her finish, and I'm pretty sure that that is the last runner to cross here. As actually no another Altamont runner coming in behind, so it looks like the last two runners now on the track and will be making their way to the finish. So the boys will be getting started here shortly. So the girls have started to finish up their runs so far, and Sadie Sargent coming in first for NorthSummit, Maggie Zuwallen coming in second behind her, also for NorthSummit, Liz Zuwallen coming in third, also another NorthSummit runner, Alicia Smith taking fourth, another NorthSummit runner, and then Sarah Winters taking fifth, so top five sweep for NorthSummit, and then a sixth place runner from St. Joe's. Seventh place runner was from Altamont, and then eighth place runner, another one from St. Joe's, and then Natalie Hauf came in 9th for the Braves, and then Taylor Otterness came in 10th for the Braves. So that is your top 10. And then Duchesne Runner coming in behind me here as she is making her push towards the finish. So a very good performance from the Braves today. 7 spots in the top 10. The boys warming up right here. Cody, Gideon, Eli, Chandler, Dylan, Seth, and Kian warming up in front of us. Looks like they're doing accelerators here. Boston and Dixon now coming in behind them. So just getting ready to start this race now with the boys, as I believe Duchesne Runner going to be the last one over. I did say that last time, so we'll see if it is that way now. But that will be your last runner in for the girls, and I think that the boys will start just soon now. The last Duchesne runner now making it across for the Eagles, as we will now wait the start of the boys. So they will take the same route. They will go down to the corner. They will run up the sidewalk around the practice field, down into the practice field on the fence line, all the way up over the elementary playground on the blacktop. They'll make their way up into the community below the NS, make their way around there. They'll come down the hill, take their run down to the fairgrounds, and make their way around that area. Then they'll come up the hill by the fire station, come over up Brave Way on that road. They'll come over in front of the seminary building, around to the health center, past the snack shack, up the road a little bit, and then they'll come back down, make their finish right here in front of us, and they'll finish over there where the girls are finishing. So same route for the boys. We'll see if it is the same result. When we were talking to Tate Staples just a little bit ago, he's very confident that the boys can finish well, and he's very confident that they can be region champions just like the girls. So we'll see what comes of the boys' race as we are getting ready to start. Waiting for Mr. Peck here to start us off. And he is down at the finish line. Looks like he's sorting some things out with the girls and how they placed. So we'll take a quick break and we'll come right back on the Brave Sports Network as we get ready for the boys to run and see how they finish. So stay tuned. So Mr. Peck has now entered into the finish line, and he's explaining to the runners the route they'll take, where they're going to go, how everything will go down, just the rules, basic rules, pretty much of how the course is set up. So what it is there's usually, there'll be flags in the grass, yellow flags in the grass, signifying, okay, run along the flags. On the road, there's orange arrows, so you just follow the arrows, you follow the flags, you follow your teammates, or anyone from NorthSummit, because this is their home. This is their home meet, so you just can kind of get an idea of what's going on just by following the signs. So looks like we're going to get the meet started soon. Okay, so it looks like the rules have been explained. We accidentally got unplugged for a minute. So we got that set back up now, as it looks like Mr. Peck is out in front of the runners. He's getting ready here to start us. Hands up, and shots off, as the runners are away. They'll start on the football field here. And Cody White leading the pack for the Braves. Looks like Leighton Christian Kid has jumped out in the early going. Cody White and Seth Brown making up the front runners for the Braves. Altamont kids mixed in there. And then coming up in the rear is more Altamont kids. Looks like some Duchesne kids closely following the pack. And then St. Joe's kids starting to go through there. So it looks like they have made their way down to the tunnel. A little closer start for the Braves. For the boys, as we get the race started, as they'll be now, first runners have made their way to the stop sign, as I will get on the phone with my updaters here, and we'll see what comes from it, as it looks like Cody White is in front for the Braves as they make their way up the sidewalk. So it looks like the front four runners for the Braves are Seth, Cody White, Kean Staples, and Gideon. Okay, boys have started to make their way down the practice field. Looks like Cody White is in front, closely followed by Altamont runner Seth Brown and Gideon filling in behind them. A pack of NorthSummit boys with Boston and Chandler, Kean and Tate and Eli Richens making up that pack, with Altamont kid mixed in there. More runners behind the pack. Ben Hobson following that pack with a few Altamont runners. Looks like some Duchesne kids making their way past. Quentin and Dixon coming in the back of the pack of St. Joe's and Altamont runners, Leighton Christian kids. Fetty now making his way around the corner for the Braves. A few Altamont kids also running closely behind that pack. It looks like There is 3 separate packs, and then a few stragglers behind. The first pack made up of about 8 or 9 boys. Second pack made up of a majority of them, and then behind them is a pack of maybe about 10 or 12 others. So it looks like the boys' race is a lot closer so far. Cody White and Seth Brown in front with Leighton Christian and Altamont Kid following for the lead as the early race has begun. We're now 3 minutes and 30 seconds into it, and they'll be making their way up behind the elementary here soon, and we'll be waiting for them to go up and around the community below the NS, and they'll be coming back down the hill. So we'll wait for some updates on that. But as we know now, Seth Brown and Cody White making up the front runners for the Braves. Gideon, the twins, Keenan Tate, Eli Richens, and Chandler also following in a pack behind that group, with Altamont and Leighton Christian kids mixed in and out. Ben Hobson closely following that group with 2 Altamont runners. So very tight race in the front. They won't be separated by very much like the girls' race was. I wouldn't imagine. I assume they'll be coming in a lot tighter as they make their finish. But we'll just wait and see. I mean, you never know what can happen. So the runners still making their way up and around the elementary and around the community below the NS. So they'll be coming down the hill soon. Everybody anxiously waiting down by the stop sign on the corner. But as it was early on, Seth Brown, Cody White were in the top 3, and Altamont Kid was right in the middle of them. So Cody was leading the pack, Altamont Kid right in between them, and then Seth following them closely. And then a big group of boys, mostly NorthSummit, including Chandler, Keen, and Keenan Tate, as well as Eli Richens, were coming up in a pack right behind them. A few Altamont kids scattered in there. And then a Leighton Christian kid that started the early lead in the start of the race was in that pack, and then followed up closely behind that was a few St. Joe's kids, a few Duchesne kids, and then Ben Hobson. And then we'll be waiting for them to come down the hill here, as we are now just over 6 minutes in the race, 6 minutes and 15 seconds in the race, so about another 10 minutes, and we'll probably see our some boys coming up and around Braveway by the school. They'll be making their way up to the scoreboard, and they'll be starting their run to the finish, but we're still awaiting some updates on how they do coming down the hill. So, boys starting to make their way down the hill. Cody White in front in the early lead as he's coming to my view now. An Altamont kid closely following behind him. Looks like a 4 or 5 stride gap. A Duchesne kid following in third now, as it looks like Seth Brown is now coming up behind those 3. A little ways back, Gideon also following right behind him. So 3 Braves in the top 3. Cody leading the pack. Duchesne, Kean, Eli, and Boston now coming into view as your top 10 runners are coming in. Tate also in that mix right behind them, with a Leighton Christian kid following him. Chandler making his way to the stop sign as well. A Duchesne kid right on his tail, as it looks like a tight race in the top 15. Big pack of NorthSummit Braves coming down the hill now, as it looks like a few runners mixed throughout. Now a pack of Duchesne runners coming in a little stretched out. So it looks like a very good group of North Summit boys in the top 15 so far. Two more North Summit runners coming into view, followed by a few Altamont runners. Ben Thompson telling the Altamont runners. St. Joseph's front runners coming into view now, as Ben is running level with them. Connor Chapel just behind Ben, as a few more St. Joe's runners are coming through. Younger North Summit boys coming in behind, Orgel as well as Blomquist coming into view, followed by some Leighton Christian runners as they have made their way around the stop sign. Looks like a few more North Summit boys bringing up behind as Quentin has now come to the stop sign. And Fetty making his way just behind Quentin, followed by a Leighton Christian runner. More Leighton Christian runners coming behind them, followed by two Duchesne runners, and then a few Altamont runners, it looks like. As my updater's doing a very good job over on that far corner for me. Appreciate them. Nathan has now made his way into view, followed by a couple Leighton Christian runners, Altamont runners as well behind him, as it looks like we are now at 9 minutes and 35 seconds into the race. St. Joseph and Leighton Christian runners coming up behind the pack. So we are now 10 minutes into the race, more than halfway through, about 6 minutes remaining, as our camera is pointed on the view that we'll have of the runners coming onto the track. So we'll just be awaiting the runners to come into our view at the finish line, at the start of the track here. They'll make their way towards the finish on their 300 sprint, just over 10 minutes and 30 seconds into the race. So we'll be awaiting them. As it looked like in the front of the pack was Cody White. He was doing very well. Altamont Kid was behind him, at least 3 strides. Duchesne Kid followed them by another 4 or 5 strides. And then Seth and Gideon were coming up behind them. Big pack of Braves followed them, mixed with some Altamont and Duchesne boys. So it looks like a close race with a lot of North Summit boys, a few Altamont runners, and then a few Duchesne runners too. So we'll be waiting here in about another 4, maybe 5 minutes, I'd imagine. They'd be coming into our view as we're 11:15 now into the race. Most boys' times you're going to see are going to be around 16, 17, and then 18s too. So a lot of them you'll see will be in the mid-17s. So we're just about 6 minutes away from that, coming up on 5 minutes now. So it wouldn't be too long before we probably start getting some updates from my runners that are down here by Brave Way, as they've made their way over there along with the rest of the parents that are here watching. As we are coming up on 12 minutes gone by in the race. Fans now have made their way back this way onto the field, and we're getting ready to see the finishers start going by down on by the school. They'll be coming into our view here shortly on your camera. So stay tuned, as we'll be coming up to the finish here shortly, live from Brave Field, as Region 16 cross country meet is underway, and we're awaiting the first runners to come in for the boys. back at Brave Field here, and still waiting updates for updates on the front runners. We are now 13 minutes and 45 seconds into the race, as our camera is pointed on to the point where they will come into view for us to see them make their finish at the 14-minute mark now. And when we went by about a third of the way through the race, my updaters told me Cody White in front with the early lead, Altamont Kid following closely behind him, Duchesne Kid behind him, and then behind those three, 10, 11 strides back, was Seth Brown and Gideon. So a tight race in that top five. And then behind them was a pack of NorthSummit boys with Keenan Tate Staples, Eli Richens, Chandler McKnight. Ben Hobson was behind that pack, but mixed in the big pack of boys, of NorthSummit boys, was Altamont runners and Duchesne runners, as well as the Layton Christian kid that was behind them running with Ben. So we're still waiting to see them come into view, as I now have one of my updaters on the phone, and let's see what we got. So it looks like Cody and the Altamont kid have made their way up on the hill. They're neck and neck, says my updaters, as they have entered on Brave Way. So this might be an exciting finish as we get here coming onto the track. So the Duchesne kid has made his way up the hill onto Brave Way. Gideon making his way onto the road, and I can see Cody follow closely behind the Altamont kid as they're making their way past the snack shack. Seth Brown, Tate, Eli, as well as Kean and Chandler making their way up the hill now. Duchesne and Altamont kids mixed in between them. Duchesne runner following closely behind the pack with Boston Sargent, and then another Duchesne runner, Kean, actually following a little further behind the pack, as they can't tell the difference between Kean and Tate, as it looks like the top two runners will now be coming into view very soon here. Duchesne kid coming into view just past the scoreboard for us. So we'll now be seeing a big pack of runners entering soon, as Cody is on the track. He's making his way on the finish. No view of the Altamont, as another Duchesne runner has made his way up on the hill. Cody now at the 250 mark, as the Altamont kid is following closely behind him. This is mounting up to be a good finish. Cody going up to the 200 mark. Altamont kid closing on him. The Duchesne runner is coming into view. He'll be entering on the track soon, as Cody now with about 150 meters to go. Duchesne kid a little bit behind him. Chandler has now come onto the hill for the Braves, as Cody is at the 100-yard mark, and he's going to make his kick for the finish, as the Altamont kid looks like he might not catch him. The lead St. Joseph runners have now come onto the hill, as Cody White is going to cross the finish line for the Braves, and that will be your region champion for Region 16, Cody White, as the Duchesne kid has now made his way across the track. Gideon coming in fourth, looking strong. Tate and Seth in fifth and sixth. Looks like this could be a close race, as Eli Richens is now on the track. Gideon making a strong push towards the end for fourth. Seventh place runner, Eli. More Braves runners making their way up onto Brave Way, I am told, as Eli has crossed me. A Duchesne runner now. Boston coming in strong behind him, a good freshman runner. Another Duchesne kid, and Kean making a strong push here. As it looks like Gideon is now making his way to the finish, and that'll be your fourth place runner. So Cody White, Altamont, and Duchesne, and now Gideon going to be your top 4. Tate coming in very strong, going to finish off his race and be 5th. Another Altamont runner coming into view just by us. And a good run put on here by Duchesne runner for 6th. Boston making a strong push at the end with Seth and Eli right there as 2 Braves go down just past the finish line looking exhausted. Another strong push by a Duchesne runner is going to just inch out Kean Staples, it looks like. And a Duchesne runner coming into view now just past us as he is putting on his finish. More runners coming onto the track as it looks like this will be another Duchesne runner. So many Duchesne runners and NorthSummit runners so far. And 2 Braves, excuse me, 2 Altamont runners have made their way onto the track. Lead runner for St. Joe's now on the track. He's making his push towards the end. And Chandler has made his way on for NorthSummit. He's in front of Altamont runners and Layton Christian runners as he's looking to hunt down the St. Joseph kid. Layton Christian coming in strong behind him as we have 2 Altamont runners now. Another Duchesne runner, Carlos for the Braves, making his way behind the Duchesne runner. St. Joe's number 2 is coming in strong. And Duchesne, another good runner here as Chandler has still got a lead out in front of the Layton Christian boy. He's making his way past the 100-meter. Connor Chappell now into view for the Braves as he's trying to chase down the 3rd runner for St. Joe's. Layton Christian and St. Joe's runners now going by. Ben Hobson into our view as he's trying to chase down the St. Joe's and Layton Christian runners. Another runner for St. Joe's making his way. Layton Christian runner now in view, and he is going for a good finish here in the last 300 as he's making a strong push. Dixon now crossing me as he is running very strong as well, looking to catch the St. Joe runner, and Ben making a good push up on the St. Joseph runner. Looks like Connor Chappell is making his way down to the finish with about 25 to go. More Brave runners mixed in here as we have 3 of them crossing now. Jansen and Orgel passing us as they are looking to finish their race strong. Dixon now making his way to the last 100. A St. Joseph runner making a good push at the end, and Ben will cross the line. Fetty now into view for the Braves as he is making his last push. Another runner in here for Utah Military Academy. They did not have a girl runner, and their first boy now making his way to the last 200. Layton Christian runner as well passing us. And Quentin Judy now on the track for the Braves as he is coming up on the Layton Christian runner. There's a few more runners coming into view as Quentin... Fetty making a last push towards the end along with Orgel as another Layton Christian runner has come into view here as he is looking to finish strong. Quentin making his way on his last 150. Layton Christian runner pushing hard on the Utah Military Academy, and another Duchesne runner coming into view here as I'm not sure, but it was a tight finish with Duchesne and NorthSummit as far as the placing go. Cody White took first, so that's going to help the Braves out, and Duchesne had a 3rd place runner as Layton Christian runner is passing us here. Another Altamont kid. Looks like Nathan coming into view for the Braves, and he is right behind a Duchesne kid, looking to make a push on him towards the end of the race. So I'm not sure who's going to be your region champs as of now. This was a tight race. Very good show by Duchesne as well as the Braves. As Cody White took region for the boys, and Sadie Sargent overall winner for the girls. As Nathan is making a good push on the Duchesne runner, a Layton Christian runner now making his way past us. How are you doing? As it looks like a lot of the boys now making their way past us as we see another Altamont runner coming into view. And getting towards the end of the boys' run here. But they put on a very good showing, as has been a good day. And it looks like Nathan is putting on a good run with the Duchesne kid here with about 50 meters to go, trying to catch him. But the Duchesne kid puts on a good kick in the last 50. And another St. Joseph runner coming into view, followed by an Altamont runner. As they make their way to the finish. As it looks like the last few runners have come across for most of the boys. As another Altamont runner now coming into view. And we're still awaiting the last few runners. For the Braves, I believe that Dylan Richens has not crossed the finish line yet, so we're still waiting to see him cross. As an Altamont runner now passing us here, making a push towards the finish. St. Joseph runner is making his kick on the last 100. Altamont runner followed behind him on his 100. As it looks like a lot of the runners have come and gone here, with Cody White is region champion. And I see Dylan Richens coming below the scoreboard as he's making his push towards the finish. So, Cody White, your region champion, followed by a Altamont kid and then a Duchesne kid. So, then followed closely by a lot of Braves. Tate and Seth and Gideon making a good push towards the end. More Duchesne kids mixed in between them. A Leighton Christian kid mixed in between them. And then Ben Hobson coming in. And looks like Dylan Richens will be coming into view here. And tough to say right now who will be the region champion for the boys, as Duchesne ran very well, NorthSummit ran very well. The way I think it'll pan out right now is NorthSummit will probably take home that region trophy, just based on the fact that they had first place runner, fourth place runner, fifth place runner, and then sixth place runner. So I'm very interested to see how this one will go. But the girls region champions and the boys hopefully region champions too, as individual region champions, both from NorthSummit in Cody White, and as long as Sadie Sargent. And the girls ran very, very well, as they had the top 5 runners come across, and then they were followed by an Altamont runner, a St. Joe's runner, an Altamont runner, and then another St. Joe's runner, and then 2 more Braves coming in behind them. As Dylan Richens is on the track here, and he is making his push towards the end. Looks like another St. Joe's kid making his way under the scoreboard, as Dylan looks to be the last Braves runner here, making his push towards the last 200, looking very good towards the end of his race, as it looks like most of our runners have come and gone, and Cody White beating all of them. As we have another Utah Military Academy runner coming into view, as this will be their second runner. They only had 2 runners. So the last Utah Military Academy kid making his push towards the finish. And one more St. Joe's kid still to pass here, as he'll be coming shortly. But overall, a very good showing, as Dylan is making his way towards the finish line, and a good last 50 kick, as he'll cross the finish line. And the last of the Brave runners now coming into view, as he comes by with a good kick here, as he'll go into his last 200, and he's making a strong push towards the last Utah Military Academy runner. St. Joe's runner now coming into view. As it looks like we will finish up the Region 16 cross-country meet with these last few runners. As Utah Military Academy runner has put on a strong push at the end. And the last St. Joe's runner now passing us. As the last NorthSummit runner is now at the finish line and will cross. So NorthSummit, very good show overall in both boys and girls. I'm going to think they're both going to take home the region championship trophy. So that'll be cool. They'll be in the office at school. And then they'll both take home the individual trophy as well with Cody White and Sadie Sargent. So very, very happy for everyone here that's involved with both teams. Great job by everyone that showed up. Duchesne runners for the boys did very well, and the Altamont runners for the girls did very well. And we appreciate St. Joe's, Layton Christian also showing up. And then the 2 Utah Military Academy boys runners, great job for them showing up and representing their school very well. And overall, just a great show here from the Region 16 cross-country meet as it winds down. The St. Joe's last runner will have 50 more to go as he crosses the line. And that'll bring an end to Region 16 meet here, live from Brayfield. Great showing by everyone involved. Boys and girls for NorthSummit did very well. Cody White winning for the boys, and Sadie Sargent winning for the girls. Maggie Zewallen and Liz Zewallen in the top 3 for the girls. Sarah Winters and Alicia Smith making up your 4 and your 5 runner. So very good showing from the girls. And then on your boys side, Cody White in first, and then Gideon and Seth, Eli, and Ben Thompson coming in the top 10. So a very good showing from the boys, as I think they'll come out with the region championship for both boys and girls. So thank you guys for tuning in here, whether you're tuning in on Channel 38 or the Tribe live stream. Really appreciate you guys supporting this. This has been a new experiment for as far as doing this. I was very pleased with how it turned out. Thank you guys all for watching. Any of you retuning into this, any of you runners that watched yourselves again, great job to everybody. Very proud of NorthSummit. And we'll see you guys around on the Brave Sports Network. This is Ty Crystal. Thank you for tuning in.